Hey, how's it going, everyone? Saintsfan back again with another GTA Online video, and today I'll be showing you guys an exclusive look at the Target Assault race mode coming next Tuesday. This game mode is not in the game at the moment. The only way to play it is to play a modded version of it, and if I can find links that aren't deleted, I will leave them in the description for you to play. However, usually once they go up, it takes Rockstar only a couple of hours before they delete them, so odds are you might not actually be able to play it. So that's why I got some gameplay for you guys. But the first thing I will say about this game mode, this upcoming game mode, is that it's actually really fun, and I think that it could be a lot of fun with more people. Now, like I mentioned, this is actually a race mode and it's not an adversary mode. So for the people out there who may have been worried that this is just going to be another adversary mode that no one really plays, I don't think that's going to be the case. This is actually one of the most fun and unique little race modes that they've added to the game. Like stunts and all that were cool for the time being, and maybe this is going to end up being the same way where it's only cool for the time being, but it's something different and I like that. Now, the way it works, so when you start it up, it acts like every other sort of race. You have your options of number of laps. I don't believe you can change the class because the whole point of this is that you're using weaponized vehicles, but you can change the race type to go non-contact if you so choose. The one odd part, in regular races, you can change the weather, but it looks like in this, you can only change the time of day. You can also put wanted levels on, you can put custom vehicles on, and you have all your other options like normal. Now, it does require 4 people to start, and there's a maximum of 30 people, so you can have a total of 30 people. But the way this works is that it's teams of 2. So you get to the next screen and it says, do you want to have a preferred partner? And do you want to have a preferred position? Because you can either be the driver or the gunner. And getting into the gameplay, it starts like a normal race. You have your countdown and then you go and you have to go through the checkpoints. But what's different is that you will see the targets that you have to hit. And the way this works, now this is just a simplified version. I'm sure once this actually comes out, once the creator gets updated for this new game mode, you'll see some really crazy and cool race modes. But this one's just a simple one around the airport. But basically, what you do, you go around the lap as the driver or as the gunner. If you're the gunner, clearly you have to shoot the targets. And then each lap, it swaps you. So the gunner then becomes the driver and the driver becomes the gunner. And it's this really cool little teamwork thing, because obviously you both have to be somewhat good at racing and then somewhat good at shooting. And I don't know exactly because I couldn't really tell, but from what I gathered, the smaller the targets, the more points you got. And I think also if you hit the targets in the middle, you get more points. I mean, I think it's pretty logical. I know Rockstar is not logical sometimes, but I think that makes the most sense. The really weird part though about this is that it doesn't seem like the racing part of it really matters. I don't know if there's like a factor determining how far you are behind or something, but in one of these races we actually won the race, but we didn't have as many points and we lost. And then I might show it because I did 2 of these races. We lost the race in the second one, but we had like 1,000 more points and we came in first. So I still don't know about that. That was kind of confusing. I don't know if there's like could you be in last place but have the most points and still win? We're gonna have to obviously test that out when the game mode comes out next Tuesday. But the game mode is coming out next Tuesday, for those wondering. April 3rd, it's coming out with this new vehicle, the Cara. And honestly, the Cara, just driving around in this game mode, I mean, look, it's gonna be somewhat cool. It is somewhat of a tank in terms of how like heavy it is. It seems like we throughout the race tried to like pit maneuver one another and hit each other, and it was very hard to do that. So does seem like it has some good weight. You're not going to be spinning out a whole hell of a lot with this vehicle, but it doesn't really seem like it's anything that special. I mean, we already have tons of weaponized vehicles, so I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. I forget how much it's going to cost. I think it's going to be like 1.8 maybe. Don't quote me on that, but it's going to be, you know, a couple million. And I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. And I also don't know how it's going to implement into free roam. Is it going to be a Pegasus vehicle? Because we haven't gotten a Pegasus vehicle in a while. Is it going to just be added to like the vehicle section of the interaction menu? Can this even fit in a garage? I don't know. There's a lot of questions clearly with this. Now, a couple cool things here. This gameplay right here is actually from PetayPan Mofo. And I will leave a link to it in the description if you want to check out the whole thing. But he actually got this stuff to spawn in the crater, and he noticed a few cool things. So first off, one of the coolest things I think I noticed was that unlike the race that you're seeing in the, or that you saw in the gameplay, when this comes out for other people, this basically involves every weaponized vehicle. Like some of the ones that he was going through, well, you can just see at the top left, you have like Technical Aqua, you have the Dune FAV, the Boxville, the Turreted Limo, the Barrage, the APC, you have the Insurgent, you have the Half Track. So you have all of these weaponized vehicles that were implemented into the game in these races. And I think that's going to be really cool. And that's how it's going to be sort of unique. There's going to be this race mode that not only involves racing, but it involves shooting. And it's going to be using your weaponized vehicles. Oh, and one thing I did forget to mention, you can't, it didn't appear that I could like blow up the other player's vehicle. So you don't need to worry about people being, I don't know, toxic, I guess, and blowing you up. The worst they could do is just pit maneuver you. But if you put non-contact on, then you don't need to worry about that. So yeah, that's good news. But it's going to be interesting though, because I mean, some of these weaponized vehicles are slow as hell, right? The Half Track, how is that even going to be implemented in a race? And why would anyone choose that over, say, the Barrage? You know, are we going to have to start counting weaponized vehicles? Are we going to have to start doing laps and stuff in weaponized vehicles to see how fast they truly are against one another? I mean, again, once this comes out next week, we will know some more. But those are just some questions I was thinking of. And then one of the final things about this, these little targets actually glow at night. So that's kind of cool looking. But there you guys have it. That's just this exclusive first look at the Target Assault race mode. One of the main reasons I wanted to post this video is because of how cool I think this little game mode is. It may not be, it may not last as long as some of the other modes, but it's something different. You know, some of us are always complaining that the races that they add are just the same old thing with a little thing tweaked. But I think this one's a pretty nice balance of using some of the stuff in the game in a unique way. So yeah, the only downside, I guess, that I have to this is that the weaponized vehicles aren't very fast. So maybe this leads to, in the next DLC, them releasing like a supercar that's weaponized. So you could maybe have some speed in these races, because that's the only one thing you sort of miss, right? Racing is fun, but it's really fun when you're going very fast. It's not very fun when you're going slow. That's why no one ever races in like the van category, right? So that's the one thing, and it would not surprise me if in the next DLC we get like a weaponized adder or something crazy. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. That is it with the video. Thank you all for watching. Please drop it a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.